Hello, welcome to the Jocelyn Gould Show. This is episode 6. If you're enjoying the show or if you like what you see, I would love if you would hit the subscribe button. It helps to keep us doing this show, so please subscribe. We are going to start off with a tune. This is a standard. This is called Softly as in a Morning Sunrise. That was Softly as in a Morning Sunrise. So this is episode 6. I always will have to introduce these amazing musicians. This is my wonderful friend and incredible musician, Kevin Waters, on the drums. This is also a wonderful friend, incredible musician, Devon Gillingham, on the bass. And wonderful musician, wonderful person, Will Bonness on the piano. My name is Jocelyn Gould. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for spending this time with us on this show. It's been a ton of fun so far. So we're going to do a few question segments, answer some questions that you've given. There's been so many. I've been getting emails and DMs and everything, I guess, except for like pigeon carrier.
Phone calls?
I haven't been getting phone calls.
I should put your phone number on your YouTube channel.
So let's get into some of them.
All right.
Yeah.
Lil Witch Bish and Seshul, I think both of them asked what kind of strings you use.
Yes, I've been getting this question quite a bit. So with strings, currently I have Diodario 12s on here, flats, except for I have a single 13 for my high E string. And I often use flats, partially just because the squeaking of round wounds can kind of drive me a little. I get a little bit focused on it when I'm using round wounds, and I feel sometimes when I'm moving my hand around the neck, it gets a little squeaky. So I often play flats, often 12s with 13s on the high E and B string. Right now I only have a 13 on the high E string. And you can experiment. I like to experiment just with different gauges. I'm not like set completely on one setup. I like to try things as things change, as I go through phases. So yeah, that's a quick one. People were asking about my strings.
Oh, they're always asking about strings and picks and
yes,
good gear.
Yeah,
and stuff.
It's such a.
We should make a page with all your gear that we can refer people to.
Yes, someone did recommend that. I got an email saying you should make a gear page on your website.
That's what we'll do.
I think that's a great idea.
It's a great idea. Yeah, a little PDF link.
Yeah.
Totally.
Totally.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes. So thank you. PDF link.
You couldn't see my visual from over there. You clicked on it.
All right.
That's for strings. Yeah.
Okay. Nut Megaphone. That's Meg, right? Meg Dolovich, yeah. Has touring extensively changed what music means to you or how you think about music?
Yeah, so shout out to Meg Dolovich, who's a friend of all of ours. That's a very good question. I always have to make sure I try and get the questions from my pals. Has touring changed how I think about music? I think a lot more now about trying to connect with other human beings, and how is what I'm doing connecting to other people, because I've been, doing a lot of traveling, a lot of playing for different audiences every night. And so I think connecting with the audience has become sort of my number one thing. I think when I was a little bit younger, I was a lot about like kind of in my own little sphere of what am I playing and is it good, and am I making the, am I doing the right things? And I think now I'm a little bit, hopefully, when I'm playing my best, I'm less focused on myself and more focused on the people around me. And I think I've also become a lot more just like grateful for my band members and just the people that I get to spend time around and the people that I get to spend my life around. Because when you're going from place to place, playing every night, being on the stage making music is, it can be a grind. The day can be a grind, and then you get to make music for people on stage, and so who you're with and the audiences that have come to spend time with you. I think that's what's beautiful about it these days for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't toured as extensively as you, but probably say a similar thing.
Yeah. Well, what do you all think about in terms of like what is
like touring over time changing? I don't know if I'm toured enough for it to change exactly. I'm not really sure.
I think it's kind of like just performing in general probably is similar.
Yeah, totally.
But if you're playing I find playing in front of people or for people much different. Like I'm not usually wanting to like just play like with no audience that often. Like I really like playing for people personally. I mean, everyone's different, but if I don't have an audience, like at least now, like we don't have an audience at the moment, but I know people are going to watch this. You. It's different than just like playing, knowing that like no one's ever going to hear this. It's not as fulfilling to me in that situation. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The energy goes back and forth. Yeah. The knowing to be observed, and
yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
You want to do another one?
Yeah. Thanks, Meg. We love you.
Jazz M. Paul MC asks, do you ever play in Switzerland?
I have never played in Switzerland, but I would love to, and I feel like the time is getting closer.
You're getting closer and closer.
I was just in Sweden and Denmark, so geographically I'm getting
You're getting there. And were you in Germany? No.
Not Germany.
Not yet.
No.
Well, you were in France, so you're kind of like around the general, and UK. You're in the general area, but you haven't made it there yet.
Haven't made it to Switzerland yet, but
it's on the way though.
It's good. Yeah. It feels like, I would say, yeah, I'm manifesting it. I'm putting it out there in the world.
It's going to happen. One more. John Thomas.
Aww.
You know John Thomas?
I know, yeah. It's been probably 8 years, but yes. New school, yeah.
Oh, did you go there together?
We did, yeah. I'm not sure how long we overlapped, but at least for a couple of years. Yeah,
yeah. Cool.
John and I just did a 2.5-month tour together.
Oh, wow. Oh, nice.
Oh, that's
okay.
right.
Yeah. Wow. Man, yeah.
John is one of the most amazing musicians and such a great pal. Shout out to John Thomas.
Nice.
Everybody check out his music and Instagram.
John Thomas Jazz at Instagram. What's one of the most important aspects of your career to you?
That's a good question. It's a good question, John.
Important aspects of it. I'm trying to think how to answer that.
Yeah. Flannel shirts for me, I think is...
That's definitely
my answer.
It's pretty important. Yeah.
Aspects. So that's the most important. You said most important?
Yeah, or one of the most important. You got us stumped, John.
For me, it's the people I'm making music with, and I think the people that my career allows me to spend time with. I think that's how I know that I'm on the right path, is when I get to spend time with my friends and just incredible musicians that inspire me. So I think one of the most important things about my career is my peers.
Yeah, I'd agree with that actually. And just being able to go around and meet new people and play with That's what I love about jazz too. Yeah. There's just more of like a collaboration, and you just go around and play with whoever, like people all over the place. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah. I like doing that. Yeah. Anyone else?
I mean, yeah. I was just trying to think of something else, but that is like the standout thing that makes the most sense. And like, it's the most what's the word? Effective. It's the one at the front of the brain. The fact that I can do this with the homies. The fact that I can, I've been awake for an hour and I just got up and came over here and just like record with one of the homies, and that's gonna be cool. And that's like, best part of the week.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Totally.
Yeah, and being able to learn other people's music, or just like learn how to play other people's music. Makes you think about things in different ways, too. Like when I play Devon's music, it's very different from my music or Jocelyn's music.
That is an appealing aspect of this whole thing, is fitting into different people's projects. And I mean, the theme from your answer from the first question, just connecting with people in general, is an appealing part of doing this, for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Sharing records, maybe that's most important. I don't know if that's an important aspect, but it is the thing that I like. It's the most driving.
Yeah. Kevin has already, it's like noon, and Kevin's already DM'd me the records.
Yes. Yeah, he's pretty good at that.
That's a huge thing. Sharing records with the homies is very important to me.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Agreed. You want to do another tune?
Let's do a tune.
What's next?
The Man I Love.
All
right. We are going to play a tune. This is the tune. I first fell in love with Billie Holiday's recording of this tune. This is a standard called The Man I Love. Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong, the man I love. And when he comes my way, I'll do my best to make him stay. Look at me and smile, I'll understand, and in a little while he'll take my hand. And though it seems absurd, I know we both won't say a word. Maybe I will meet him someday, maybe Monday, maybe not. Still, I'm sure to meet him someday. Maybe Tuesday will be my good news day. He'll build a little home that's meant for two, from which I'll never roam. and so all else above. I'm dreaming of the man I love. I will meet him someday, maybe Monday, maybe not. Still, I'm sure to meet him one day, maybe Tuesday will be my good news day. He'll build a little home that's meant for two, from which I'll never roam. Would you? And so all else above, I'm dreaming of the man I love. The man I love.
It's a nice ass tune.
I really love that tune. It's
Nice
beautiful,
tune.
right?
I haven't heard that in a minute.
Yeah. Nice. Great tune.
What do you think?
Let's do some questions.
All right. Ezekiel Bouquet Music. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Hey, I am making my own jazz album with a small budget. Any advice for marketing?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got a number of music business questions, which this time around, which I found really interesting. And I love talking about music business and think about it a lot as an independent artist who, does all of my own music business. So, thoughts on marketing on a smaller budget. And for anyone who's not a musician, bear with us as we get into the details of music business for a second. My personal, thought is that as musicians, I think we can make the internet sort of our friend and the internet our tool to reach people. It's, we're in a bit of an unprecedented era where we can, because of the internet, I think music has been a little bit more democratized, and we have the ability ourselves to go out and find people who will enjoy our music, find people who will what we're playing and what we're putting out into the world will resonate with. And so I would say my advice for any musician who's kind of starting out, building an audience, maybe putting out their first record and doesn't have a smaller budget to do so, I would say just make use of social media, the internet, and find the people who will love your music, because they're out there, and you just need to let them know that your music is there. Yeah.
That's good.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good answer.
Thank you.
Awesome. I got nothing.
Well, I mean, it's all about finding your audience, like any kind, like regardless of internet or no internet.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is about finding your audience,
Yeah.
whatever that means. Like the mechanics of that can be gone into in a million ways.
Yeah.
But all of it comes down to that, just finding people who like your music. Like you have to believe that someone is going to like it, basically.
And that's true. Someone is.
Like if you like it, there's someone else that likes it too, like guaranteed. Like it might not be a huge percentage of people, but there are people out there that will like it.
Yeah.
Unless you're a completely unique individual with tastes unlike anyone else, which is unlikely, you know?
Yeah. So just put it out there, and I think just be fearless with doing that.
Okay. This person says, Dean Severson says, Jocelyn, read this.
I
you
had
said
put
that.
it on
you put
my
that.
phone just because it was a little bit longer.
Oh, you want to? Oh, I see.
Just because I was writing.
I thought they were asking
Requesting.
that you be the one that reads the question.
Right. Dean Severson says, "Hi, Jocelyn. Question for your next YouTube episode. Can you talk about picks? I use a thick rounded pick. I use a thick rounded end pick, not pointed, because I do mostly strumming, Freddie Green style. It gives me a nice sound, but it seems to be less useful if I need to do some fast picking on individual strings. Will a more pointed pick help me with that? Thoughts? Thanks, Dean." Thank you, Dean, for this question. Okay, let's talk about picks for a second. So Dean was talking more about the roundness of the kind of picking edge of the pick. I know a lot of guitar players who still use a very kind of rounded edge, even for playing single note lines, and so I don't think that is necessarily like definitely something that slows you down, is having a rounder edge on your pick. I think it would more be about the technique that you're playing with. So if you're looking for speed, I think working on your alternate picking, working on your economy picking rather than alternate picking strictly, and just making sure things are loose and you're moving from your wrist rather than your elbow. And I have found that smaller picks do help with speed, just because if you're holding, like, so this is a large pick, and if I'm holding it, kind of at the top of the pick, that's just way more work that my fingers have to do, that my wrist has to go. That's just like further that I have to move for each stroke. So when I am playing faster passages, I do tend to just use a little less of the pick. Like I move the pick further so that there's just less distance to travel with each stroke. So I think it becomes about distance per stroke, per picking stroke. But I don't know if the roundness of the pick, I haven't thought about that too much. Probably a lot of people have, and maybe some people would have different ideas on that. And then for me, I think of pick thickness a lot. So I like to use something kind of in the middle. Generally, I use a 1 millimeter thickness for picks. If they are too thick, I find them just a little bit too stiff for playing a little bit faster. You need a pick that has some give when you're playing faster passages. And then I've been using these Dunlop Primetone picks for quite a while. I really like the way they sound. And I just have kind of grown attached to them. I used to actually cut them to make them a little bit smaller for the reason of speed that we were talking about. I used to cut them so that there would be less distance to travel. But now I just kind of hold it a little closer to the end. But yeah, I would say just experiment. Maybe just buy a bunch and just like figure out what's working for you. I think that's how I've figured out everything, is just trying a bunch of different types of picks and landing on the one that you feel gives you the best facility, gives you the best sound on your instrument.
Cool. more question?
Yeah, let's do another.
Joanna Majoko asks, what have you enjoyed most about the show since you started it?
It's a friend day. Shout out to all of our friend Joanna. If you are not familiar with Joanna Majoko's music, go to Instagram and all the social media platforms and follow her at, I just happen to have it memorized. It's Joanna Majoko is her Instagram handle. Thank you for the question. And Joanna is also one of my closest friends. What was the question? What have you enjoyed most?
What have you enjoyed most about the show since starting it?
Hanging out with my friends and getting questions from my friends and hanging out with everybody. Yeah.
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 Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It's a great day.
Play. It's a great day.
That's a good day. It's a good day. It's a nice part of the week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
And
playing with Jocelyn today.
Yeah, I like seeing the comments too, and just the engagement from the people watching the show too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is very cool. I was, as I mentioned earlier, in Denmark and Sweden a couple weeks ago, and there were folks who came out to gigs because of the first few episodes of this show, and I think that's also, as you said, very exciting and cool.
Yeah.
So
tell your friends.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So getting to interact with all of you who are watching. Thank you for watching. And thank you, Joanna, for the question.
Well, you want to play one more?
Let's play one more.
What do we got?
Am I Blue?
Am I Blue?
Yeah. All right. We are going to wrap up this episode. Oh, I would love to mention, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And also, if you just scroll down a little bit, you can see a link to my merchandise. I've got 2 CDs for sale. I've got t-shirts, and just every bit of your support goes such a long way. So thank you so much. Okay, this is called Am I Blue? Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Take care.
All right. Good job, everyone.
Nice. That was good, right?
That was great.
Fun.
Yeah. That was fun. Fun, easy.
He's asking you. Riley's talking.
Hello.
Go.
I don't really see the need to redo any of them. Do we? Any
If
of
you're
you?
good, I'm good.
No.
I think we're good.
It's just the one moment you'll see.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I don't think it's worth redoing a whole thing just for that. So. Even if ends up being a little bit, it's not a big deal. So.
Yeah. I think we're good.
Okay.
Cool.
We're-
I apologize.